Welcome to the 2021 Spring Graduation Ceremonies from Beaufort County Community College. We appreciate you being here. Ceremonies will begin at 6 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2021 Spring Graduation Ceremonies from Beaufort County Community College. Our ceremonies will begin at 6 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2021 Spring Graduation Ceremonies from Beaufort County Community College. Our ceremonies will begin in approximately 3 minutes.
The 54th commencement exercises for Beaufort County Community College are now open. Reverend Dr. Robert Caton, Chairman of the College Board of Trustees, will now give the invocation.
May we pray. Our Heavenly Father, we come into thy presence in the name of the living Lord Jesus Christ, and we thank you for your grace and your mercy. We thank you for your presence in our life. We thank you for this great event, the celebration of those who are graduating from this institution. They are prepared for tomorrow, whatever that tomorrow is. They've made the preparation, they've worked hard, and they have studied. Your spirit within them and an institution that cares for them has moved to make that preparation possible so that they can be a positive influence in our society. They can bring change and hope to a broken world, and they can lift up the downtrodden. And Father, we thank you for each of our graduates, their families, and their friends. We thank you for those who gave them support. And as we celebrate with them in this place, this night, we thank you for your presence. Please remain standing as I call on Miss Jada Evans, a rising junior at D.H. Connolly High School, to lead us in the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Reverend Caton and Miss Evans. That was beautiful. Fantastic job. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's my distinct pleasure to welcome you to the graduation exercises for Beaufort County Community College. Thank you for watching via our live stream and for your support of our graduates and of the college. I'm very pleased that our graduates can attend this important event in their lives in person this year. We've all experienced a very difficult year since last spring, and it's a positive sign indeed that the public health situation has improved to the point where our graduates can process across the stage to receive their diplomas. I do so wish all of our faculty and graduates, families could be here too. However, we had to find a means for holding a graduation that would not endanger anyone. We're still in a pandemic, and the public gatherings are still dangerous to a certain extent. So today's event is our compromise, and I realize it's not perfect. But given the state's COVID guidelines at this point, the college access to a large enough space and the necessity of avoiding possible severe weather outdoors, I think we've created a meaningful event. We are helping each of our graduates to move forward in their lives and to focus on brighter future ahead for themselves, their families, and our community. I did hear today that the Centers for Disease Control is now enabling us to go maskless indoors and outside as well if you've been fully vaccinated. So we will be without masks on stage this evening, and our graduates will be able to take their masks off as they walk across the stage and receive their diplomas and shake the president's hand, as well as Reverend Caton's hand, who's the chairman of our board of trustees. To our graduates, I offer congratulations on your success. The faculty, staff, and college leadership are indeed very proud of you, and I hope that today is a milestone for you in your lives and the beginning of new adventures for each of you. I would like to thank the families of our graduates. Without your continued support and encouragement, many of those whose success we celebrate today would not have made it to this point. I'd like to recognize and thank 3 other groups who have helped make this occasion possible. And the first is the faculty, staff, and administration of this college. Our college is so fortunate to retain some of the finest faculty and staff professionals with whom I have ever worked in over 30 years in higher education. They work every day to help our students succeed, and we witness the fruits of their labors this evening. This year especially, the faculty and staff have adapted to the requirements imposed by the pandemic in a manner that makes me very proud indeed. And simply put, their professionalism and sacrifices made this year possible. The college could not have operated without your outstanding accomplishments, those of you on the faculty and staff, and I'm greatly indebted to you. The second group I'd like to thank is the College Board of Trustees. These dedicated public servants provide the leadership necessary for our college's overall success. Please allow me to read their names. They're important individuals in our communities. The Reverend Dr. Robert Caton, with whom you've already met, is the chairman of our board. Colonel Kathleen Simpson is the vice chair of our board. Ms. Teresa Kennedy, Mr. Jim Chrisman, Mr. Archie Griffin, Mr. Cornell McGill, Ms. Laurel Miller, Mrs. Betty Randolph, Mr. John Rodman, Mr. Wally Salim, Mrs. Maria Shavender, Mr. Mitchell St. Clair, who's here with us this evening. Thank you, Mitch. Mrs. Linda West from Washington County, and our Student Government Association President, Taylor Moore. The third group contributing to our students' success is the College Foundation Board of Directors, and I thank those members for their roles in supporting our students financially through their efforts to raise money for the many scholarships that this college gives out each year. We give out more scholarships at this college than any college in our peer group within North Carolina, and I'm very proud of that fact. I in particular want to recognize the Foundation Board Chair, Dr. Laura Staten, who has been so important in the life of this college for many years now. And in the wake of an unprecedented time in the college's history, and in perhaps its most difficult time, the Foundation stepped up to help our students as never before. So thank you to your loyalty to Beaufort. Next, I'd like to recognize the public and charter school superintendents, principals, and school board members who are so important to our success. From Beaufort, Hyde, Terrell, Washington counties, I'd like to read their names, but first let me say that this college benefits greatly from our relationships with our local school districts, and we have some very fine folks that we work with on a daily basis. And they're absolutely essential to the success of the college and to our students. In Beaufort County, the superintendent, Mr. Matthew Cheeseman, the board chair, Carolyn Walker, and the principals, Rick Anderson at Southside High, Tracy Nixon at Northside High, congratulations, go Panthers, Vicki Hamill, Beaufort County Ed Tech Center, Emily Pake, who's here on our campus with the Beaufort County Early College High School, and Mike Swinson at Washington High School. We also work with some of the private college schools in this area, Pungo Christian Academy and Miss Marcy Morgan, the headmistress, and the board chair, Mr. Michael Cutler. Terracia Christian School, Principal Martin Gelderman, and the board president, Brian Bowen. Unity Christian Academy, Administrator Jessica Crocker, and the board chair, Sean Harding. The Washington Montessori Public Charter School, next door to us, literally. The director, Austin Smeagol, the directress, Darla Prescott, and the board chair, Charles Smith. In Hyde County, the wonderful superintendent down there, Mr. Stephen Bassnight. We stole him away from Currituck County, and that's our gain for sure. The board chair, Randy Etheridge. The principals out on Ocracoke Island, Leslie Cole. And at Mattamuskeet Early College High School, Wesley Floyd. In Terrell County, another great superintendent, Mr. Oliver Holly. The board chair there is Karen Clough. And the principal, a great individual in his own right, who's really responsible for the success of so many students, Mr. Bill Ziegler at Columbia High School. And the new superintendent this year in Washington County, Dr. Linda Jewell Carr, whom I hear great things about and look forward to meeting soon. The board chair, Carlos Riddick, and the principals, Denisha Peel at Washington County High School and Wayne Price at Washington County Early College High School. So this ceremony represents a success story for all of us, our graduates and their families, the college and the community. And at this time, I would like to invite Reverend Dr. Caton to come back to the podium and bring greetings from our Board of Trustees.
On behalf of the Beaufort County Community College Board of Trustees, I do bring greetings to every graduate, every family member, and all of your friends. The Beaufort County Community College Board of Trustees is very proud of you. You have completed the journey of education, and we know that you've worked hard, given of time, talent, and resources, made the sacrifices necessary to reach this goal in your life. The Beaufort County Community College Board of Trustees works throughout the year to ensure that academically you are prepared to continue your education. And also, if you're going directly into the job market, your board works hard to ensure that you have the skills necessary to be a success in that endeavor. On behalf of our board, your board of your college, as the governing body, we thank you and we wish you all the best. And we know that your life will be very successful. And we thank you for this opportunity to share in your celebration. May the Lord bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have the distinct honor to recognize two individuals who have given outstanding service to Beaufort County Community College this year. First, I am proud to present the Faculty Member of the Year for 2021-2022, Ms. Suzanne Stotesbury, English Professor. I am also honored to present the Staff Member of the Year for 2021-2022, Sammy Deans, Director of Plant and Maintenance Operations. Congratulations to both of you for your excellent work on behalf of the college. We're very proud of you.
Good evening. I would now like to recognize the following students who have received awards for the 2021-22 academic year. The Dallas Herring Achievement Award is an award that goes to a student who embodies Dr. Herring's message that community colleges should take people where they are and carry them as far as they can go. Our Dallas Herring Achievement Award winner for 2021 is Shantaja Brown. The Academic Achievement Award winner is given to a student that demonstrates academic excellence. This year's Academic Achievement Award winner is Jackson Wilder. The Robert W. Scott Leadership Award winner is given to a student that is active in campus activities and demonstrates the traits of leadership. This year's winner is Micah Guyan. The All-U.S. Community College Academic Awards are given to high-achieving students who demonstrate academic excellence and intellectual rigor, combined with leadership and service that extend beyond the classroom. This year's winners are, for the New Century Workforce Pathway, Georgina Wooden and Edward Monter Estrada. For the New Century Transfer Pathway, Taylor Moore and Allie Kabakar. For the Coca-Cola Academic Team Gold Scholar, Taylor Moore. And for the Soaring Seagulls, Taylor Moore, Leandra Argue, and Jesse Sullivan. Thank you to all of you, and congratulations to our awardees. It is now my distinct honor to present again the President of Beaufort County Community College, Dr. David Loop, who will introduce our keynote speaker. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nixon. And introducing today's commencement speaker is a real honor for me. I've heard him speak at a number of occasions around the state, and he really, really cares about this place that we call home, rural North Carolina, and he serves it so very well. Patrick Woody is the president of the North Carolina Rural Center, and he's a product of our state's public schools, including Piney Creek Elementary School in Piney Creek. They chose the name well, didn't they? And Allegheny High School in Sparta. He graduated from Wake Forest University in 1987, from Wake Forest University School of Law in 1990. After law school, Patrick worked briefly for Congressman Steve Neal before becoming the first executive director of the Allegheny County Chamber of Commerce in his hometown of Sparta. In 1999, Patrick left the chamber to become the first executive director of a startup nonprofit, New River Community Partners, the lead organization responsible for coordinating and leading the basin-wide implementation of a sustainable economic development plan encompassing 3 northwestern North Carolina counties, 11 southwestern Virginia counties, and 7 southern West Virginia counties. I might add that sort of consortial arrangement is very prevalent today, but it was well ahead of its time 22 years ago. In 2000, Patrick was elected to the Allegheny County Board of Commissioners, and in 2003, he was still the director of the New River Community Partners, but he was simultaneously named executive director of the Blue Ridge Business Development Center, a revitalization project in Sparta that was an initiative of New River Community Partners. The project involved the renovation of an abandoned textile plant, the place his mother had worked for 42 years, into a state-of-the-art technology and education center. In October of 2006, Patrick became Vice President of Programs for the North Carolina Rural Center, and in 2013, he was named President of the Rural Center and led the organization through a major transition, repositioning the center into a new era of work and community engagement, still focused, however, on the singular mission to serve the people and places of rural North Carolina. Today, Patrick divides his time between his home in Cary, working at the Rural Center, traveling the highways to and from rural North Carolina. We brought you out one more time today. Thank you very much for driving over. And home in his center of the universe, Piney Creek, North Carolina, where his mother still resides. And so it's my great privilege to give you Patrick Woody.
Thank you for that introduction, Dr. Loop. And good evening to all of you gathered here and those joining us virtually. It is a great day that we can convene in this manner, and I want to take a moment to thank the frontline and essential workers, state and community leaders, and Beaufort County and Community College faculty and staff who have made this convening possible. I would also like to encourage those of you who have not gotten your vaccine yet to find your spot and get your shot. Not only will vaccination protect you and those you love, but it is absolutely essential to helping our communities and our economy more strongly recover in the months to come. It is an honor to join you today. I can only imagine that it is a little bit bittersweet to be here, celebrating your achievement while many of the people at the center of your universe are celebrating with you via live stream. I want to commend each of you for your perseverance, as getting to this point in your academic careers was no small feat, especially given what we've all experienced over the past year. As hard as this past year has been, one thing remains abundantly clear to all of us at the Rural Center. Our state's rural people are tenacious, dedicated, and resilient above all else. Seeing all of you here today affirms that and makes it clear that the future of rural North Carolina is bright and it's in good hands. So what is it that now stands between us and a vibrant, prosperous future for rural North Carolina, especially in the wake of a once-in-a-century pandemic? We've been asked that question at the Rural Center at least once a week for the past year. And before I talk about that, let me give you some context about the Rural Center's work and how Beaufort, Hyde, Terrell, and Washington counties, and how each of you are part of this story. For 34 years, the Rural Center has worked to develop, promote, and implement sound economic strategies to improve the quality of life of rural North Carolinians. We operate with the core belief that our rural communities have inherent cultural value and are vital to the overall economic health and vitality of the state of North Carolina. Our work falls into a few broad areas: leadership development, community engagement, research and advocacy, and small business lending and development. We believe community development is part and parcel of economic development, that a rural small town benefits just as much from a strong foundation of creative and inclusive leadership as it does from a vibrant and diverse business sector. We believe the challenges a community faces can be addressed not only through strong, innovative, local and regional partnerships, but through the advocacy of sound public policy informed by leading-edge research. We serve the state's 80 rural counties. We believe the changing landscape of rural North Carolina brings with it significant challenges. But we also believe in the resiliency of our state's rural people and their dedicated stewardship of the communities that they call home. Our staff loves being present in the regions we serve because our partnerships, collaboration, and the connections we build with leaders from all walks of rural life gives us a front row seat to watching communities transform from within. One such example of this is the very town we're in this evening. At our 2019 Rural Assembly, we named Washington, North Carolina, as our Rural Small Town of the Year. The Small Town of the Year Award recognizes a town that embraces citizen engagement, values diversity, fosters strong partnerships, and demonstrates a creative, diligent, and resourceful approach to building a more vibrant future for its citizens. Washington has demonstrated all of these qualities and more, and each of you in this room, whether you realize it or not, are a part of Washington's continued growth and success. Washington has not only benefited from each of your individual commitments to continued learning, but also from the town's history of strong, visionary rural leadership. I'd like to especially highlight Mayor Mac Hodges' leadership. And though we lost him in 2020, the significant impact he had on Washington as a dedicated public servant will remain for years to come. The Rural Center has a relentless optimism about what rural North Carolina is capable of. Washington's steady transformation in recent years affirms our optimism. But we are also clear-eyed about the inherent challenges of rural economic and community development. After 25 years in the rural economic development profession, my observation is that the major challenges rural communities must constantly grapple with are threefold. Leadership, how to build a culture of open, inclusive, and renewable leadership. Capacity, how can a community, a local government, or even a local business meet the needs of its citizens, its clients, or its customers? And economies of scale, how can we achieve a scale of economic activity that is truly sustainable? One of the surest ways of dealing with these three challenges is by building, strengthening, and emphasizing the importance of regional collaboration, a concept that is more important now than ever before. As our state's rural counties and communities emerge from the COVID-19 pandemic, it is imperative that we understand that our economies do not stop at our town limits or at our county lines. Regional cooperation, partnership building, and planning is the surest way our rural communities can face the big challenges of the future and best align resources to build a more equitable future for all of our citizens. There does not exist a more important regional asset than a rural community college. It is an engine and it is a bridge to a better future. But to think about where rural North Carolina is going, let's first talk about where we've been. Our state looks so much different now than it did when the Rural Center opened our doors in 1987. In 1990, 3.8 million North Carolinians called rural North Carolina home. In 2019, that number had grown by 300,000 to 4.1 million people. And though our share of North Carolina's population increased, that growth was overshadowed by faster growth in urban and suburban areas. In other words, even though rural North Carolina grew, our share of the state's overall population declined from 58% in 1990 to 41% by 2019. The Great Recession of 2008 and 9 was especially hard on rural North Carolina. Though the recession officially ended in 2009 and economic gains began to take hold in our urban and even in our suburban counties, job growth in our rural communities didn't truly start again until 7 years later, in 2016. The slow recovery accelerated population loss, and from 2010 to 2019, an estimated 43 counties in North Carolina lost population, all of them rural. The region served by Beaufort County Community College sees up close and personal what the data tells us about this region. All of your counties have lost some population since 2010. Like the state as a whole, only more pronounced, the working age population, 18 to 64, has declined. There is an estimated decline in children and an increase in the population over 65 in all the counties that are served by this esteemed institution. In the midst of this, however, there is a really significant bright spot, and Beaufort County Community College is at the center of it. The percentage of the population with post-secondary educational attainment has increased in every one of your 4 counties, and especially here in Beaufort County, where the rate, according to the most recent census estimates, is over 55%. You can be enormously proud of this progress, for your economic future is tied to your individual commitment to be a community of lifelong learners, a fundamental requirement of life in the 21st century. Throughout our history, rural North Carolina has always stood in the crosswinds of economic and cultural change, and rising to meet the challenges these changes bring has been a critical part of the last 30 years of our work and the work of every rural community in this state. At the Rural Center, we call these crosswinds the drivers of rural North Carolina's future. There are 4 that I would like to highlight for you tonight, 4 that will have a profound influence on you and the communities you call home in the years and the decades ahead. The first of these is that the accelerated pace of change makes it harder for rural communities to adapt. One of the defining characteristics of rural life is its slower organic pace, which is at odds with the speed at which the world around us moves. North Carolina is one of the fastest growing states in the nation, and we were among the few states who received an additional seat in Congress as a result of the 2020 census count. But in the past decade, our state's growth has been uneven, with rural counties growing by 3.2%, regional city and suburban counties growing by 8.5%, and urban counties by a whopping 16.5%. The challenge here is in ensuring that we don't sacrifice the elements of rural life we value most in how we adapt to the rapidly changing world around us. The second driver is that rural communities will experience more severe and more frequent weather events caused by climate change. I know this one hits home for many of you here today. You live in one of the most environmentally vulnerable spots in this nation. Between 2015 and 2019, North Carolina experienced 22 declared natural disasters. And as North Carolina becomes warmer, wetter, and more humid, we are likely to experience more frequent and severe storms. Community resilience in the face of climate change is an economic imperative, especially in eastern North Carolina, which has a higher concentration of economically vulnerable people and communities. The third driver is that North Carolina is becoming ever more diverse, but that diversity is unbalanced across geography and age. Like the state as a whole, rural North Carolina's growing racial and ethnic diversity will be weighted more toward our younger residents than older rural residents. Additionally, the growth in the under 20 age cohort in rural North Carolina is overwhelmingly Hispanic and Latino, a cohort which grew by more than 25,000 people between 2010 and 2018. However, there is an imbalance in diversity and in power sharing, and it will result in community tension if we fail to find ways for the leadership circle to be significantly expanded. Which leads me to the fourth driver. It's a hard one for many of us to talk about, including myself. But we have to be willing, all of us, to get a little bit outside of our comfort zones. The continuing effects of racism, discrimination, and economic inequity remain a corrosive force across our nation, and rural communities are not spared from that one bit. An inequitable society exacts a financial toll on everyone's life. A recent city GPS analysis estimates $16 trillion in lost national GDP due to racial inequality over the first 2 decades of the 21st century. Economically successful communities, whether rural or urban, are diverse in endless ways, but they share one common trait. They are welcoming places that tap the potential and the passion of every person who wants to contribute. To grow, to thrive, and to be globally competitive, rural North Carolina and its leaders, both existing and emerging, must see, must celebrate, and must embrace this diversity. Rural North Carolina's growing diversity is a tremendous asset, but we cannot all prosper when the inequities linger in our communities. In addition to the drivers I just shared with you, the COVID-19 pandemic has introduced even more compounding layers of change our communities must contend with. Though it will take some time to figure it all out, the true magnitude of the pandemic's impact on rural North Carolina, we know that many of these external forces we face will still remain. What we do know is this: COVID-19 has had a multi-pronged effect on every community and upended every element of our lives. The way we connect with each other, the way we work, shop, and learn, and go to the doctor, the way we worship, the way we celebrate, the way we mourn, all of it is different. But let's be clear, we cannot overcome these challenges without innovative and fearless leadership, and that's where each of you comes in. You all get the once-in-a-generation opportunity to rebuild, to reframe, and to reimagine what a community is, what it looks like, and what it can achieve. And if there's one thing rural North Carolinians know how to do, it is to turn any challenge into an opportunity and any vision into a reality. I'm confident that everyone here can rise to that occasion. After all, Your very presence here tonight is evidence of your ability to do exactly that. Using all the hard and soft skills and life lessons you've learned during your time here, you all have the opportunity to lead your communities into this new world that we find ourselves in. Each year, I have a tradition of offering the graduates of the Rural Center's flagship Leadership Institute this fourfold Franciscan blessing. And today I offer it to you, the next generation of this region's leaders. May God bless you with discomfort at easy answers, at half-truths, and superficial relationships, so that you may live deep within your heart. May God bless you with anger at injustice, oppression, and exploitation, so that you may work for justice, for freedom, and for peace. May God bless you with tears to shed for those who suffer from pain, rejection, starvation, and even war, so that you may reach out your hand to comfort them and to turn their pain into joy. And finally, may God bless you with foolishness, enough foolishness to believe that you can make a difference in this world, so that you can do what others claim cannot be done. Finally, I come from a small community called Piney Creek in Allegheny County, way on the other side of the state in the mountains of northwestern North Carolina. It's a place that more than one person has referred to as the middle of nowhere. And I'm sure many of you have heard the same things about your hometowns. I often refer to Piney Creek as the center of the universe. It's a habit that grows out of my experience in meeting rural people throughout this great state and around this great country. Often as rural folk, we are apologetic about where we come from, and we will go so far as to say things like, "Oh, you wouldn't know my hometown, it's in the middle of nowhere." No, it isn't. In fact, that place that you call home is the center of the universe. And there is no place more worthy of excellence than this place that you call home. It is your center of the universe. And so I want to leave you with the wise beyond her years words of my friend Vivian Howard, a chef and restaurant owner whose center of the universe is Deep Run, North Carolina. Vivian said, "Let's go do something excellent because we are capable and because our communities deserve it. Do not let your location determine the quality and reach of your work." Congratulations, soon-to-be graduates, and now let's all go do something excellent for the center of the universe, for the places that each of us call home. Thank you, and Godspeed.
Thank you, Mr. Woody, for those wonderful remarks and leading the charge on that relentless optimism that you spoke to regarding the Rural Center. As a token of our appreciation for your work and being here this evening, we have an honorarium to the charity of your choice, the North Carolina Rural Center. We now come to the part of the evening that our graduates have worked so hard to achieve. Their relentless optimism has gotten them to this point amidst the chaos of COVID-19. At this time, I ask Dr. Lisa Hill, Dean of Arts and Sciences, to begin the presentation of our graduates for 2021.
I am pleased to announce the following Arts and Science graduates for 2021. Grace Alford, Associates in Arts. Natalie Alligood, Associates in Arts. Debbie Ambrose, Early Childhood Education. Nikki Ambrose, AGE Pre-Nursing. Kaylee Armstrong, Associates in Arts. Jacqueline Ortega, Associates in Science. Patrice Atkinson, Associates in Science. Ayana Barrow, Associates in Science. McKenna Beecham, Associates in Science. Takaya Bale, Associates in Science. Jacob Bonner, Associates in Arts. Reagan Bunting, Associates in Science. Michelle Cahoon, Associates in Arts. Kiara Cannon, Associates in Science. Destiny Chance, Associates in Arts. Jennifer Flores, Associates in Science. Mackenzie Chrisman, Associates in Science. Tabitha Clipperton, Associates in Applied Science, Early Childhood Education. Elena Contreras, Associates in Arts. Evelyn Cornell, Associates in Arts. Amare Cox, Associates in Arts. Cole Cullifer, Associates in Arts. Michaela Daniels, Associates in Science. Savannah Davenport, Associates in Science. Destiny Deal, Associates in Science. Joseph Downing, Jr., Associates in Arts. Alexandra Farrell, Associates in Science. Haley Finch, Associates in Science. Courtney Foreman, Associates in Applied Science, Early Childhood Education. Ashley Fernelia, Associates in Science. Sanaya Fuller, Associates in Arts. Elizabeth Gannon, Associates in Science. Brisa Gaimez, Associates in Arts. Gray Godley, Associates in Arts. Maya Gayan, Associates in Science. Victoria Hannah, Associates in Science. Sharonda Harris, Associates in General Education. Shona Hemby, Associates in General Education. Kayshawn Hyman, Associates in Arts. Alondra Jimenez, Associates in Arts. Angelica Jones, Associates in Applied Science, Early Childhood Education. Brittany Jones, Early Childhood Education Certificate. Jabari Jones, Associates in Science. Jamie Keel, Associates in Arts. Philadelphia Keyworth, Associates in Science. Samantha Knox, Associates in Science. Emily Lassiter, Associates in Arts. Sierra Linton, Associate in Arts. Kara Marshall, Associates in Arts. Ariana Meekins, Associates in Arts. Madeline Mombarts, Associates in Arts. Channa Moore, Associates in Arts. Jeremiah Moore, Associate in Science. Taylor Moore, Associates in Science. Davina Morris, Associates in Science. Gracie Morris, Associates in Science. Logan Nichols, Associates in Science. Elsbeth Norman, Associates in Science. Tremez Norman, Associates in Arts. Sydney O'Neill, Associates in Science. Caitlin Ormond, Associates in Science. Jesus Padilla, Associates in Science. Mara Peden, Associates in Science. Mallory Phelps, Associates in General Education. Nija Pope, Associates in Science. Sally Potter, Associates in Applied Science, Human Services Technology. Christopher Price, Associate in Science. Rebecca Price, Associates in Arts. Emily Pulido Arce, Associates in Science. Deanna Randalls, Associates in Science. Tamara Rogers, Associates in Science. Aubrey Rodriguez, Associates in Science. Carlson Roughton, Associates in Arts. Cassandra Sanchez, Associates in Science. Jasmine Saunders, Associates in Science. Quadasia Sawyer, Associates in Arts. Ashley Shear, Associates in Science. Melody Smith, Associates in Arts. Leah Spencer, Associates in Science. Katie Sproul, Associates in Science. Beckett Stevens, Associate in Science. Jesse Sullivan, Associate in Arts. Emma Tandy, Associate in Arts. Tandika Tappan, Associates in Applied Science, Human Services Technology. Anna Taylor, Associate in Science. Oscar Valenzuela, Associates in Science. Emma Waters, Associates in Arts. Landry Waters, Associates in Science. Matthew White, Associate in Arts. Denasia Whitley, Associate in Arts. Elizabeth Williams, Associate in Science. Jacob Williams, Associate in Arts. Nija Williams, Associate in Arts. Melanie Winstead, Associate in Science. Lindsay Woolard, Associate in Science.
I'm pleased to announce the following Business, Technology, and Public Services Division graduates for 2021. Kelsey Alligood, Associate in Applied Science, Business Administration. Shane Asby, Associate in Applied Science, Welding Technology. Stephanie Beasley Walston, Associate in Applied Science, Cosmetology. Jonah Bennett, Associate in Applied Science, Agribusiness Technology. Tracy Bidwell, Associate in Applied Science, Welding Technology. Kayla Booth, Associate in Applied Science, Business Administration. Denisha Boston, Associate in Applied Science, Medical Office Administration. Allie Kabakar, Associate in Applied Science, Medical Office Administration. Shantae Price, Associate in Applied Science, Electrical Engineering Technology. Ambrosia Ebron, Cosmetology Certificate. Ashley Espinozo, Associate in Applied Science, Cosmetology. Paul Gallen Jr., Associate in Applied Science, Business Administration. Fatima Garcia, Diploma, Criminal Justice Technology. Jadeza Garris, Diploma, Cosmetology. Associate in Applied, Christopher Godley, Associate in Applied Science, Electrical Engineering Technology. Michael Guyan, Associate in Applied Science, Business Administration. Harrison Gerganis, Associate in Applied Science, Welding Technology. Brandy Harris, Certificate, Medical Coding, Billing, and Insurance. Emily Hutman, Associate in Applied Science, Cosmetology. Christopher Kelly, Associate in Applied Science, Criminal Justice Technology. Sabrina Lawrence, Associate in Applied Science, Medical Office Administration. Justin Little, Associate in Applied Science, Information Technology. Zoe Meekins, Associate in Applied Science, Medical Office Administration. William Mumford, Associate in Applied Science, Electrical Engineering Technology. Chastity Perry, Associate in Applied Science, Criminal Justice Technology. Jennifer Phelps, Associate in Applied Science, Office Administration. Jack Pravat, Associate in Applied Science, Information Technology. Macy Radcliffe, Associate in Applied Science, Criminal Justice Technology. Angelica Robertson, Associate in Applied Science, Business Administration. Brandon Rogers, Associate in Applied Science, Welding Technology. Gunnar Seaman, Associate in Applied Science, Criminal Justice Technology. Tori Simmons, Associate in Applied Science, Cosmetology. Zeta Slayton, Diploma, Cosmetology. Nanika Stanley, Associate in Applied Science, Criminal Justice Technology. Leland Stokesbury III, Associate in Applied Science, Electrical Engineering Technology. Marvin Trejo, Associate in Applied Science, Electrical Engineering Technology. Lee Venters, Associate in Applied Science, Medical Office Administration. Jahi Walker, Associate in Applied Science, Criminal Justice Technology. Malia Wilder, Associate in Applied Science, Cosmetology.
I am pleased to announce the following nursing and allied health graduates for 2021. Leandra Argue, Associate in Applied Science, Associate Degree Nursing. Brooklyn Bell, Associate in Applied Science, Medical Laboratory Technology. Natalie Bullino, Associate in Applied Science, Associate Degree Nursing. Courtney Burkett, Associate in Applied Science, Associate Degree Nursing. Benita Capehart, Associate in Applied Science, Associate Degree Nursing. Jessica Chadwick, Associate in Applied Science, Associate Degree Nursing. Jamie Davenport, Associate in Applied Science, Associate Degree Nursing. Mackenzie Drew, Associate in Applied Science, Associate Degree Nursing. Sam Duncan, Associate in Applied Science, Associate Degree Nursing. Caitlin Hall, Associate in Applied Science, Associate Degree Nursing. Christopher Inman, Associate in Applied Science, Associate Degree Nursing. Luke Jarrett, Associate in Applied Science, Associate Degree Nursing. Lainey Leggett, Associate in Applied Science, Associate Degree Nursing. Allison Midget, Associate in Applied Science, Associate Degree Nursing. Liliana Pacheco, Associate in Applied Science, Associate Degree Nursing. Alan Pascal, Associate in Applied Science, Associate Degree Nursing. Lisa Pascal, Associate in Applied Science, Associate Degree Nursing. Caroline Rhodes, Associate in Applied Science, Associate Degree Nursing. Cheyenne Ruffino, Associate in Applied Science, Medical Laboratory Technology. Emmanuel Romero, Associate in Applied Science, Associate Degree Nursing. Madison Russell, Associate in Applied Science, Associate Degree Nursing. Melissa Salinas, Associate in Applied Science, Medical Laboratory Technology. Kaylee Silverthorne, Associate in Applied Science, Associate Degree Nursing. Jalexa Smith, Associate in Applied Science, Associate Degree Nursing. Danielle Stamps, Associate in Applied Science, Associate Degree Nursing. Lauren Taylor, Associate in Applied Science, Associate Degree Nursing. Morgan Taylor, Associate in Applied Science, Associate Degree Nursing. Tracy Tingen, Associate in Applied Science, Associate Degree Nursing. Neftali Torres, Associate in Applied Science, Associate Degree Nursing. Chloe Waterfield, Associate in Applied Science, Medical Laboratory Technology. Allison Waters, Associate in Applied Science, Associate Degree Nursing. Kendall Watkins, Associate in Applied Science, Associate Degree Nursing. Shanae Wilkins, Associate in Applied Science, Associate Degree Nursing. And Jordan Woolard, Associate in Applied Science, Associate Degree Nursing.
And now, by the powers vested in me by the state of North Carolina and the Board of Trustees of Beaufort County Community College, I hereby confer upon you your curriculum, certificate, diploma, or associate degree with all of its rights, privileges, and responsibilities, and declare you graduates of Beaufort County Community College. And wherever you are watching us, you may now turn your tassels from right to left. On behalf of the trustees, faculty, and staff, I congratulate you and wish you great success for the future. After our benediction, we will conclude our graduation exercises. And I want to thank everyone again, and please accept my most sincere congratulations.
May we all bow our heads. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. All glory to the Lord our God as these graduates leave BCCC to take on journeys ahead. Amen.